So I tried to order steak, but I ran out of steaks. But that's fine because I ordered a regional specialty called zakube. I have no idea what the difference is with pierogi, but it does look tasty. I'm sure I'll enjoy this. Cheers. Quite a nice little bar here in the town. It's still open till like what? It's almost midnight. So cheers.
Śmigłowiec, po prostu wsiadacie i lecicie sobie. To jest urządzenie każde inne lotnicze. Tutaj w tym przypadku jest to droga.
Dzień dobry z Siemiatycze. Good morning from Siemiatycze. I'm in this town here in eastern Podlasie, quite close to the border with Belarus. And what am I doing here? I'm actually following my senses to explore. And it's nice that I'm getting new subscribers to this channel. And yesterday I got a few comments that say, why do you go to these places? Not to Zakopane, Wrocław and whatnot. Well, it's because I don't like to be among crowds. I like to follow my own radar, and it never lets me down. My travel is quite fine-tuned when you see my main channel, which is just my full name, Leon de Leeuw. You would see that I'm a relatively adventurous traveler, and I go to many places less frequently visited by people, even the local populations, because I got one comment saying that even Polish people don't really go here. And it's obvious because I'm the only guest in the hotel. And it is one of the year's main tourist seasons, which is Christmas and New Year's. The hotel completely empty, so yeah, they have a point that Polish people don't really go here even, I suppose, except summer. Because I'll show you what they do have in summer. It's the lake and the beach and many bike routes around. And besides that, it's just a very pleasant place to be. It's nice and quiet, exactly how I like it, and it's how I intended this trip to be, with no busy spots, no big crowds, no parties. Just walk around, go for walks around the lake, and completely chill out. And I already feel a lot better after a few days because the move was quite exhausting. I moved all of my stuff myself, my whole life, in a couple bags, twice, back and forth from Bulgaria to Warsaw through Wrocław. Long story, but I did it myself with the help of a friend who drove me to the airport. But yeah, all the rest I carried my whole life to another country, which is a bit intense. And after that I wanted to do absolutely not that much. I know the days are short, so what I do is I just go for walks, explore a bit, completely follow my senses, and it never lets me down. I never have a bad trip anywhere. So initially the plan was always to go to Białystok and not to a popular place like Zakopane or wherever, because I'm not saying I'm better than anyone, but I'm not attracted to such crowded spots, especially during the holidays. It would greatly stress me out in a sense. I wouldn't enjoy it that much. And the initial plan was to go through Białystok, then north to Augustów and Suwałki. Spend New Year's in Elk, which would be a very good plan, but there's no train from Suwałki to Elk. So that was my northbound itinerary, which didn't really work out. I also couldn't find much info about buses from Suwałki to Elk, which I'm sure there are, but I wanted to do a train trip, so I took the southbound route through Siemiatycze from Białystok to Siedlce, and I'll spend my New Year's in Biała Podlaska of all places. Can you imagine, guys? And just because a place is not very popular doesn't mean there's nothing to do. You have all kinds of tourist itineraries here. I saw yesterday at a hotel map with all kinds of routes that lead you past wineries, places where they make strong spirits, a lot of rural guest houses along the river Bug, I guess that's how you pronounce it, B-U-G, which goes all the way towards Belarus. And all the region is just lined up with guest houses and fantastic nature. Now you wouldn't say it right now because it's winter, but even now this is very pleasant. You just walk into a forest, chill out completely by the lake, go for lunch. That's all I really needed right now. So yeah, you might wonder why I'm not in Zakopane or Wrocław showing the very best of your country, but it doesn't mean that I don't appreciate what I'm seeing, right? Besides, this is a very historical area. You have the Molotov line of bunkers here. I don't think I'll come across any because it's a bit far on foot. But just saying, it doesn't mean there's nothing to do. It's a big country and I want to see a lot of it. So I hope you'll stay tuned to the channel. And that's the thing, it wouldn't be very interesting for you to see a place that you've already been yourself. I can tell you I've been to Poland many times. In fact, one trip in 2013 when I graduated, I just took 3-4 months off before starting a job. I took a one-way flight to Gdansk from my country, and I had no idea what I would do after. So what I did is I just flew to Gdansk and improvised after for these 3-4 months that I had on my own. And so I spent a couple days in Gdansk. It was beautiful. Took a train to Malbork. I went further south through Grudziądz. Went to Poznan, Wrocław. So I spent a month in Poland in all kinds of places in between. Then I took a night train to Ukraine. Spent a while in Lviv, Lwów, Ivano-Frankivsk, Vinnytsia. I went to Moldova, Balz. Then I went through Transnistria, further east to Odessa, Ukraine. I took a ferry to Georgia. I spent a month in Georgia. I went to Armenia, hitchhiked all over the place. Then I went to Azerbaijan, and eventually I said I would like to go to Iran as well. And then my mom, she put a stop to the whole itinerary. And she said, yeah, I've had enough, I want you to come home. And that's what I did. I flew home through Budapest with Wizz Air. Spent 3-4 months, fantastic time. So I've seen a lot of Poland, and I'm planning to cover more of the more standard itinerary again when I revisit these places. But you'll see a lot of everything else as well. And it might seem random, but it's not. It's, as I said, very fine-tuned. I have a sort of taste for travel that leads me to the right places. Now again, it might not look very inspiring, but I just love walking around a bit, watching the birds, chill out. The part Podlasie is a very important area for forests. You have the Bialowice ancient forest as well, which I will not go right now. I would prefer springtime or just another period. But we can see there's all sorts of wildlife. I'm a bit lucky with the weather. So far it hasn't rained. I think winters are relatively dry here, so that certainly beats the Netherlands, where here it's at least a little bit more stable despite that there is rain. It's pretty much alright. I can walk in the forest here and still keep dry shoes, which is amazing.